Okay, I can have you say your name, age, year, and major.
My name is Sydney Wanguhu. I'm 22 years old. I am a journalism major and Pan African Studies minor here at Cal State LA in my last year. Um, well, to paint a picture, I was a fat kid. I was a fat, chubby little girl. As a kid, I was very, very active, and I'd say I was pretty well known. I liked to have a lot of friends. I was really social, still am social, and yeah, I was the only grandchild as well. So kind of being in the center and like being able to talk to adults, all sort of adults, was something that I learned how to do very, very, very early and very, very young, which I think has become a great strong suit for me because now I feel like I can talk to anybody and anything. So, oh God, that is a great question. What sticks out to me? I guess being really confident. I would say being very confident. Growing up, I was in a predominantly like white area, and also African as well. And something that I valued is now I value. Then I thought it was just really annoying that um, how much my parents reiterated how important our culture was, and making sure I knew exactly where I came from, Kenya to be exact. I have this family member around us, and like everything is very communal, and there's no reason for me to feel ever alone or secluded because I have a village that supports me. So I always kind of walked around like I had people who had my back, and I think that's something that really helped me gain confidence as well. Being a minority in a place where it's a very small town. My parents were very keen on letting me know exactly where I came from. Um, Having friends that were able to identify the great characteristics about me, and like people who are always down to be my cheerleader has always helped me gain a sense of confidence. But also having friends who are so well versed in different areas that it's not like my strongest suit has always been something that I really value. For example, I've never been really great at the maths and the sciences, but I always have friends who are so well versed in that. And I applaud having people who again are diverse in their own worlds, and I can call upon people whenever I do need their help. Oh my goodness, my mother, her opinion matters the most to me. I would say my sister's opinion matters the most to me. I will say my dad's opinion matters to me, but I tussle with him a lot. So even though it might not seem like I care about his opinion, I really do deep down. We're so alike that we butt heads, and whenever we do argue, it's just like arguing like with myself. So, but I care about my mom and my dads and my sisters. My sister especially. She's a Scorpio. She's very blunt, and I'm a Taurus, and we're sister signs. So she's the one person I know for a fact will never ever lie to me, ever. Mind you, we have a 7-year age gap. She is currently 15 and going on 25. So her words, they carry a lot of passion and a lot of honesty. Then looking back at like my childhood, and I'll even say post college, it does not feel like I lived life. It feels like life started the second I got to college. Okay, it really was a leap for me to move from Danville, California, which is Northern California, all the way to here, LA, SoCal. I felt like I have branched out and really found people who connect with me a lot more. I found myself in different avenues that I really, really am passionate about now. I'd say what's really different is that old me was extremely, extremely giving to the point where I'd lose myself. And I feel like I invested my time into people who weren't really reciprocating that back into me. But then again, I was just a kid, so I can't really blame myself for that. I feel like now, whatever I do pour my time into, it's completely meaningful. and it's well reciprocated. And I've definitely found a home here, a new home in LA. I will say, I just got a job post grad. I'm feeling absolutely fabulous, and I can't wait to start this next journey, this next chapter, and probably rediscover myself yet again as I'm continuing into my later 20s.
Are you happy with the current version of yourself? Why or why not?
I am extremely happy. Okay, I was so not okay. I just would like overthink a lot about myself, and like how, am I too outgoing? Do I talk too much? Do I do this and do I do that too much? To the point where now it's like, if I meant to do something in the moment, I am not gonna go ahead and regret it. I might like be like, when you like sit down, when you like think about the next day and you're like, damn, like, is that too cringeworthy? Like, you just cringe about your own actions. You get secondhand embarrassment about your own actions. I'm trying to do less of that. Because it's not fair to myself, because I'm sure whatever I was acting out, like whatever I was probably embarrassed about, I was being authentically me. And I don't want to, waste time thinking about it the next day. Like, oh, damn, shouldn't have said that. But some of the biggest challenges was accepting what I am good at, I would say. Accepting what I'm good at, and really applying myself in I'd say really applying myself without having someone else like talk it into me. I'm really close with my parents. Like I mentioned before, I've called my mom every single day for the past 5 years I've been away at school. If not once a day, 3 times a day. And she's been somebody who I'm really grateful to have, to remind me, to do certain things. That's what mom does. That's what a mom does. But we tussled a lot during like my freshman and sophomore year, because I kind of was fooling around, playing around, thinking that, school is always going to be there, and I just wasn't really applying myself in the classes that I was naturally good at. I took a communications class my freshman year of college, and all we did was just watch movies and write a review about it, write an essay about it. And I was like, oh, this class is easy. I was really cool with the professor. The movies are great. I started doing it, but I was struggling in other classes, such as math. And I ended up failing that communications class my freshman year, and it was like a stab to the heart, because, hello, I literally talk for a living. So it was really devastating to see myself like really get sidetracked on something that I'm just naturally good at, and kind of accepting the fact that, things as such as like communications and like taking on journalism as a major, and taking media seriously, was something that was kind of dawning on me. My dad, he makes documentaries. He's a producer and editor, and seeing him do his work has always been, I've seen that growing up from childhood, young age. He tried to teach me how to, edit, and try to teach me how to hold a camera and how to work a camera at a really young age. And I think because I've always saw him do it, and because I always see how much time it took away from him, like being like at home, I would say, not saying that he wasn't there, but just like I would see how stressed he would get. I kind of like I'd grown an animosity towards learning, anything relating to media. But the problem was I was damn good at it. So it took me a while to kind of figure that out, and boom, look at me now. It's really funny. My dad and I, we laugh. Well, my mom laughs. She's like, imagine you guys used to fight all the time. Now we work on so many projects together. So accepting that was a big thing, because it's changed the trajectory of my career. I think that having family and being close to family has really, again, made me very confident. Being here alone in LA these past 5 years, because I noticed, some people aren't really that close. Some people don't have the privilege to just call upon their mothers and fathers and sisters and have them answer first ring. And that's something I definitely didn't think that was, that was a privilege at first when I moved here. And I've been exposed to different friends who have different family dynamics. and it's really amazing to see them to connect. But it's really sometimes when I was hearing about these stories of them not having as close of family members, it was kind of like, it just like blew my mind, you know, and it kind of made me cherish my relationship with my family and my parents a lot more. And the only thing I can do now is just make sure. Parents always said, I'm always grateful for what they've given me, but also like now that I'm moving forward, just to continue to do better than they did, because they've already set the bar high and like provided me such tools that have put me in places and just have prepared me for certain things at a pretty young age. I sometimes think that I am not 22. I think that I honestly think that I'm 16 in like a 22-year-old's body. Like I just like, oh my God, what am I doing half the time? But when I meet people, they're really, really impressed with, I guess, my maturity level, and forget that I am just 22. And I'd be like, yeah, I'm 22. Like, what do you mean? But like, just for the fact that they've prepared me, I like literally all traces lead back to them. And so again, I just want to make sure that I can do better than them. And then whenever I have a family, hopefully anytime soon, but like when I do, you know, I'm raising that bar and they raise the bar too. A really big and kind of sad moment that changed me. I don't know, freshman year, very pinnacle. We were all moving from post-COVID type era. We also experienced a lockdown during my freshman year because I was class of 21, graduated high school 21. You know, you're just exposed to so many different personalities. I'd say, you know, you have your first heartbreaks, you have certain loves, you meet new people, and I was honestly immersed into a world, a campus where like I wasn't the only Black person. I got to connect with so many people. So I definitely say like I was in a relationship, and I would count it as my first relationship. And it was a great one because I had a chance to connect with somebody on an amazing level, whole round of 360, all different avenues where it came to interests, you know, background, culture, and all of that, and just like being really vulnerable at a time where we were all locked up, and then just coming out here and it was like, whoa, too much is happening. Kind of went into overdrive, and like when we ended up splitting ways, it was like, holy crap, I felt like my world had ended. You know, it felt like worse than COVID. So kind of like coming back from that and regaining confidence from that sort of heartbreak, I think it did need to happen. I'm not gonna lie. I think I was a little bit too high on my horse. I needed to come back down. I needed to come back down and touch some grass and like really, really, really like remind myself like, who is Sydney? What is Sydney without this and this and this? You know, and kind of like look myself in the mirror and just be like, confronted with a whole bunch of things that I definitely needed to build on and work on myself. But it ended up working out for the better. I'm happy it happened.
What do you see yourself accomplishing over the next year after graduating?
Oh my goodness. Hopefully making big girl money. Honestly, still adding to my resume of being multimedia faceted, if that's a word. And just really putting myself out there, continuing to say yes, but also implying and implementing my boundaries. I think I was at a point in my life where I was saying yes to everything, and it kind of burnt me out. Now I want to say yes in a field post-grad, into the workforce with my amazing journalism degree, with a confidence of, no, I am experienced. Don't play in my face, because my time is very precious and I don't play about my work. And I want to be able to champion about my work a lot more. I always had people tell me that they believe in me. Uttering the words that I believe in myself has been really hard to come to terms to. So if I can continue to practice that and just also produce work that I am proud of and believe in, because I always have, but I guess I just need to, I'm really excited to like, you know, showcase it more in a level where I like truly believe. Once I get that degree, I'm gonna be like, I'm not gonna shut up. I'm gonna be like, hey. But yeah, so.
If the younger version of you could see who you are today, what do you think she would say?
God, I feel like I'm gonna cry. Shit. Sorry.
Take your time, it's okay.
I feel like I see myself as like the coolest person like ever. And like, not in a way where like, oh my gosh, the trajectory of like my personality changed. Just like I still am little chubby me. And it's so funny because like I tell people what I do now and everyone is like, I could totally see you doing that. Or like people are like, that does make sense, you know? So I'd say like she would feel really reaffirmed, if anything. I feel like I would be so cool. I feel like I'd be like the big sister I never had, because I am a big sister. So, yeah.
When people talk about Sydney years from now, what do you hope they say about the way you lived your life?
That I worked hard and I played hard, okay? Because one thing about me, I love to have a good time. I am a good time. Like, I just love celebrating my people. I love being around people to make them feel good. Like, I don't know what it is. Growing up, my house has always kind of like been that sort of like place where people kind of congregate, we party, and we always have a good time. Food is the center of everything, and like we always just have a good time. So like, I really want people to understand that like I did it all for human connection. I did it all for good laughs. I did it all for smiles and feeling good and relating to people. I want people to know that like I put out work that they could be able to relate to. I want to walk into spaces and like when I leave, they're like, wow, like she was really relatable, you know, or just like a good listener, someone you could console and confide in, and you could appreciate their work because like at some point you saw yourself in whatever piece it may be. I really want my legacy to reflect on my culture, being African. I really want my legacy to reflect on what it means to be a woman in this sort of workspace, to be a Black woman. Anything to do with my whole intersectionality, like I want it to really be like that was a confident, strong Black African woman. Like I really want people to like put a stamp on that.